Hello, I'm Daisy from Yeezy and I'll be accompanying you through the Cookies crochet bag. Let's see what's inside the crochet kit. This is the yarn we are going to use. We are going to crochet like this, from round 1 to round 5. The crochet hook is covered with Teflon so the surface of the hook is very smooth. The end of the crochet hook tells you the diameter of the hook. Here we are going to using a 3.5mm crochet hook. Threading needle. Use it to hide excess yarn. Marker clip, used in round 1 crochet. Beside the kit, you also need a pair of scissors. We are going to start on the round 1 square we provided in that package since it's easier to start. Let's start crocheting. First, take out the round 1 square and the yarn from the package. Let's distinguish between double crochet and chain stitch by round 1. This is 3 double crochet. And this is 3 chain stitch. Before we start, let's observe the round 2 so you can learn the structure of it. You need to crochet 3 double crochets, 3 chain stitches, and 3 double crochets into each corner space of the white round 1. Round 2 is composed of 4 sets of these corner crochets. Each corner is connected by a chain stitch. Let's start the round to crochet. First, wrap the yarn around your little finger and index finger to hold the yarn. Pinch the yarn with your thumb and middle finger. Then pinch the first layer of squares and yarn at the same time. Insert your hook into this space. Yarn over and pull the hook through the space. Yarn over again. And pull through the loop that's left on your hook. The first slip stitch has been made. Then you are going to chain 3. Yarn over, and pull through the loop on your hook. This is what we call the chain stitch. Yarn over, pull through the loop. We need 1 more chain stitches. Yarn over, and pull through the loop. Now you have the chain 3, which is your pretend double crochet stitch and the starting point of each round. Place the yarn from the back to the front and hold it with our fingers to make it easier to crochet and to hide the yarn with double crochet. The back looks like this. Now let's pop a double crochet step by step. First, yarn over. You can prevent the loops from slipping by hold them with your finger. Go into this space. And yarn over. Bring the yarn through, so you have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over again, and pull through the first 2 loops on your hook. Now you have 2 loops on your hook, so yarn over and pull through the remaining 2. We just finished the first double crochet and we need 1 more. Yarn over and go into the space. Yarn over. Bring it through the space, and you have 3 loops. Yarn over and pull through first 2. Yarn over again and pull through the remaining 2. The first triple chain stitches is the pretended double crochet, so you have completed our first set of triple double crochets. Crochet 3 chain stitches to form a corner of round 2. Next, crochet 3 double crochets into the same space. The first one. The second one. And the last one. Now you've formed a complete corner of round 2. Cut off excess yarn with scissors. Let's crochet the next corner. To form this corner, you need to crochet 3 double crochets, 3 chain stitches, and 3 double crochets. From now on, we will use abbreviations. Crochet 1 chain stitch to connect the previous corner. Now you've formed a complete corner of round 2. Let's crochet the next corner. To form this corner, you need to crochet 3 double crochets, 3 chain stitches, and 3 double crochets. Crochet 1 chain stitch to connect the previous corner. Crochet 1 chain stitch to connect the previous corner. Let's finish the last one. At this point, we've finished crochet the second layer of squares. Next, we need to use a slip stitch to connect the first and the last. Find the stitch between the first 3 chain stitches and the first double crochet. Insert your hook into this stitch. Yarn over. Pull through the stitch and also the loop left on your hook. And the slip stitch has been made. Cut the yarn with scissors. Pull out the yarn with the hook. Let's use the needle to hide the yarn. First, thread the yarn through the needle. Find the stitch on the side of the square. Use the needle to thread through the stitch from side to side. Cut off the excess yarn. Then flatten the squares. First of all, let's put round 1, round 2, and round 3 side by side and observe the difference. Compared with round 1, round to square has a space at the center of each side. Let's call it center space. You need to pop 3 double crochets into a center space. Both ends are chain stitches. The round 4 and 5 in turn add 3 double crochet for the center space crochet. Crochet in the center of each side of the third layer. 2 sets of 3 double crochet in the center of each side of the fourth layer. The fifth layer has 3 sets of 3 double crochet in the center of each side. Okay, now let's start round 3. Hold the yarn and round to square together. Insert your hook into this space. Yarn over. Pull the hook through the space and yarn over again. Pull through the loop on your hook. Go ahead to crochet 3 chain stitches. Which is your pretend double crochet? Place and hold the yarn from the back to the front. Insert your hook into this space. Let's continue with 2 double crochets. Let's crochet 3 chain stitch. And 3 double crochets. Cut off excess yarn with scissors. Next, pop 3 double crochets into the center space. Crochet 1 chain stitch to connect the previous corner. You are going to do the same on the other 3 center spaces. Let's make a chain stitch. Pop 3 double crochets, 3 chain stitches, 3 double crochets, and a chain stitch. After that, pop a chain stitch to create the next space. The third edge space. Three double crochets into the center space. Now we just finished 3 corners of the square. So let's finish the last corner. the last center space crochet. To complete round 3, you need a slip stitch to connect the first corner and the last corner you just made. Find the hole between the first 3 chain stitches and the first double crochet. Insert your hook into this hole, yarn over. Pull through the hole and also the loop left on your hook. And the slip stitch has been made. Cut the yarn with scissors. Pull out the yarn with the hook. Let's use the needle to hide the yarn. First, thread the yarn through the needle. Find the stitches on the side of the square. Use the needle to thread through the stitch from side to side. Cut off the excess yarn. Then flatten the square. First, let's look at the fourth square. Each side of round 4 has 1 edge space and 2 center spaces. Repeat 4 times. Now let's crochet round 4 together. Same as round 2 and round 3, start with 3 chain stitches at the edge as double crochet. Then make 2 double crochets. Slide them together to make it easier to make the next 3 double crochets. Cut off excess yarn with scissors. Next, the 2 center spaces are crocheted. Crochet a chain stitch to join next center space. Crochet a chain stitch to join next center space. Make a chain stitch to connect the next set of double crochets. Crochet a chain stitch to join next center spaces crochet. You just finished the half of round 4. There are 2 center spaces, 1 edge space, and 2 center spaces left to crochet. Pop 3 double crochets into the center space. Pop a chain stitch to start the edge space crochet. Make a chain stitch to connect the next set of double crochets. Make a chain stitch to connect the next set of double crochets. Pop a chain stitch toaster the last edge crochet. Make a chain stitch to connect the last set of double crochets. Since round 4 and round 5 use the same color, you are going to crochet 3 slip stitches to move the yarn to the corner. Let's find out 3 holes between these double crochets. Pop a slip stitch into each hole. Insert your hook into the first hole. Yarn over. Pull through the holes and also pull through the loop that's left on your hook. Repeat. The third hole is the edge space. Pop the final stitch into the space. Round 4 finished. Flatten the square. Only the 5th layer is left to crochet. First, let's look at the round 5. Each side of the round 5 has 1 edge space and 3 center space crochets. Repeat 4 times. Let's start. Wrap the yarn around your hands to hold the yarn. Start with 3 chain stitches at the edge as double crochet. Then make 2 double crochets. Slide them together to make it easier to make the next 3 double crochets. Go ahead and pop 3 chain stitches. 3 more double crochets. Next, let's crochet 3 center space. Make a chain stitch to connect the next set of double crochets. The first center space, make a chain stitch to connect the next set of double crochets. The second. The third. Pop a chain stitch to start the edge space crochet. Make a chain stitch to connect the next set of double crochets. The first center space. The second center space. Pop a chain stitch to start the third center space. We just finished the half of round 5. There are 3 center spaces, 1 edge space, and 3 center spaces left to crochet. Pop 3 double crochets in each center space. Go ahead. Pop a chain stitch to start the edge space crochet. Pop a chain stitch to start the first center space. Pop a chain stitch to start the next space crochet. Pop a chain stitch to start the last center space crochet. Make a chain stitch to start the last edge space. Make a chain stitch to connect the next set of double crochets. Pop a chain stitch to connect the next set of double crochets. You need a slip stitch to connect the first and the last. Insert your hook into this hole, yarn over. Pull through the hole and also the loop left on your hook, and the slip stitch has been made. Cut off the excess yarn. Pull out the yarn with the hook. Let's use the needle to hide the yarn. First, thread the yarn through the needle. Find the stitch on the side of the square. Use the needle to thread through the stitch from side to side. Cut off the excess yarn. Congratulations! You just made your first granny square. Flatten the square. Next, let's go back and learn how to crochet round 1. It's easier than the other rounds. Before we'll start by observing the round 1. Round 1 is made up of 4 sets of 3 double crochets and 3 chain stitches. And the center ring is made up of 5 chain stitches. Okay, let's start round 1 crochet. Use the white yarn to crochet. First, you are going to make a loop. Flip the loop. Pinch this line with your fingers. Then pull out through the circle. Place the loop on the hook. And pull the yarn to fix it. Wrap the yarn around your hands to hold the yarn. Then pop a chain stitch. Take out a marking clip and clip it on the first chain stitch you made just now. Pop 4 chain stitches. Now you have 5 chain stitches. Then pop a slip stitch into the first stitch. Insert your hook into this stitch. Remove the marking clip. Yarn over. Pull through the stitch and the loop. The 5 chain stitches create a space. Let's mark the space with a marking clip. Pop 3 chain stitches like what you did in the other rounds. We need to pinch the excess yarn with the marked space to make it easier to hide it during the knitting process. Continue 2 double crochets through the marked space. Pop 3 chain stitches like what you did in the other rounds. Then you are going to make 3 sets of 3 double crochets plus 3 chain stitches. It's easy to see where the space is, so you can remove the clip now. Now you've finished the half of round 1. Don't forget to pinch the excess yarn around the space. Let's crochet the rest to sets of 3 double crochets plus 3 chain stitches. You finished round 1 crochet. Find the hole formed by the first triple chain stitches and the first double crochet. Insert your hook into this hole. Yarn over, pull through the hole and also the loop left on your hook. Cut off the excess yarn. Pull the yarn out with hook. Tighten the yarn. Find the center yarn and pull it tight to make the whole square more compact. Thread the needle. Pass the needle through the holes of the stitches from side to side. Cut off the excess yarn with scissors. Flatten the granny square. That's all the granny square tutorial, followed by our connecting tutorial, which means you need to complete the rest of your granny squares. Okay, now let's connect to granny squares together. Let's start by looking at the front of the square, the side you were facing while crocheting. Actually, the front side will be like a shallow bowl like this. Put the 2 granny squares together and let their fronts face to face. All we need to do is to connect stitches on the sides of the 2 squares with a needle. It is necessary to thread the needle through the stitches at the same position on both squares, so that your granny square bag will look great. Let's begin. Pick up the yarn. The length of the yarn we are going to use must be longer than 3 times of the length of the sides of the square. Thread the needle. First, find out the middle chain stitches of the edge space. Thread through both stitches with needle, and set aside the yarn. Hold the yarn with squares. Run it again into the same stitches. And go through the loop. Pull the yarn to make it tighter. We've just made a knot. We can put this yarn between the two squares to hide it. Go ahead and run the needle through the stitches. It doesn't have to be tied so tightly, because it can be difficult to connect in the back. Maybe there's not enough yarn left to crochet the whole way. Let's learn how to replace the yarn with a new one if you find it's not long enough during the crochet process. Let's connect another stitch. Run it again into the same stitches. And go through the loop. Change a new yarn and repeat the above step for the next stitch, and just keep connecting the rest stitches normally. We managed to replace the wire that wasn't long enough. Keep connecting. Okay, now let's go back to the previous unfinished section and continue the connection. this is the last one. We are going to make a knot. Okay, last step. Let's hide the yarn. Thread the needle. Go through the first 3 loops. Find the stitch in the center of the double crochet. Go through the stitch. Then go through the loop of the double crochet. Cut the excess yarn. Of course, you can also choose to cut them off after you complete the bag. Repeat the steps above. Flatten the squares. You need to finish stitching to granny squares again. We just completed 2 sets. Next, let's connect these 2 pieces together. Still, put the 2 pieces together and let their fronts face to face. Sew it from corner to corner as before, stitching from the center chain, stitch in the edge space, as before. We are going to make 3 knots. Since this is the weakest part of the bag, we've joined the 4 squares together at the edges in this way. The first knot. The second stitch should be put into a loop formed by the line. The third knot. Take some yarn with more than 3 times of the length of longer side. Thread the yarn. Start by find out the stitches at the diagonal. Insert the needle through the 2 stitches. Do it again. And go through the loop. Hide the excess yarn. Go ahead stitching. Then go ahead and run the needle. Here, we arrive at the point where we are going to make our first knot. Go through the same stitch again and through the loop. The second knot. And the third knot. Continue. Make a knot at the end stitches. At this point, we realize that the yarn is not long enough and it is difficult to continue the stitching. Let's take some yarn. Thread the yarn, then make a knot on the next sets of stitches. In the end, we still make a knot. Go through the same stitch again and through the loop. Let's hide the yarn. Okay, after hiding those yarn, let's see what the front looks like. We need to do the connecting work again on the other 4 squares. By doing the work again, now we have 2 large pieces. We need to find a nicely crocheted and even side on each square. Put them together with their fronts face to face. This side is the top of the bag. We need to stitch the other 3 sides together. We need make 3 knots on each edge of the square. One knot at the end position. Take the yarn and thread it through the needle. Find the middle chain stitches of the edge space. Make a knot at this position. A knot was formed. Hide the yarn. Let's start. The first position to make 3 knots. The first one. The second one. The third one. Keep going. When the thread is not enough, you can make a knot and take more yarn to start again as before. Don't forget to pop a knot when you restart. The second position to pop 3 knots. The third position goes through the same stitch twice and goes through the loop 3 times. I run out of yarn again, so let's take some yarn to continue. We've completed 2 sides, and we have 1 side left. The fourth position goes through the same stitch twice and goes through the loop 3 times. The fifth position. Do the same stitching at the end. Let's hide the yarn. Cut off the excess yarn. Flatten the bag. Let's turn the bag inside out and observe the connection. Looks great! Congratulations! You just made your first granny square bag. First, find out all the holes under the top side on the bag. We are going to pop a single crochet in each hole. Put 2 single crochets into each edge space of each granny square. Let's start. Insert the hook into the loop and pull the yarn to fix it. Wrap the yarn around your fingers to hold the yarn. We'll start with a single crochet in a center space. Insert your hook through the space. Yarn over. Pull through the space. There are 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over again and pull all the loops. Let's do it again. Push your hook through the hole, yarn over. Pull through the space. There will be 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over again and pull all the loops. That's what we call single crochet. Keep going. Pop 2 single crochets into the first edge space. Pop 2 single crochets into the second edge space. You should crochet like this in every edge space. Crochet the next hole. Pop 2 single crochets into the third edge space. Same way in fourth edge space. Repeat until the last single. We crochet a slip crochet under the second stitch. There are 2 loops on your hook. Pull the first loop through the second one. Cut the yarn. We finished crocheting the edges. Turn the bag over. Hide the yarn. We'll pick out one line and go through again. Make a knot. Knot again to fix them. The final step is installing the shoulder straps. First, find these 2 spaces in the bag. Use the metal clasp to go through both spaces. It's easier to go through the side. Same way on the other side. All the steps are done. What do you think? Have you already mastered the basics of crochet?